What's up, YouTubers? I'm back making my second video. Got some rest. Don't know exactly what I'm gonna talk about. Oh, actually, give me 1 second. Hold on. Sorry, guys. I'm always losing these damn things right here. Geez. Wish they had an alarm on them or like a sensor or something. That way I'll lose them just beep beep. Actually, I think they do have those, right? Anyway, bam. Today, this is what we did today. See that right there? Vasa Fitness. I got a gym membership finally. It's been years since I've been in the gym. Like, I want to say, 25, about 4 years. 4 years since I've been into a fucking gym. Before my sister passed and before I started doing drugs, well, hardcore street drugs, every day, all day, like freaking, I used to go to the gym. You know, I used to, when I was in college and working full time, I used to go to the gym every day religiously, like 5 days a week. I used to be 165, you know, I wasn't like no Zac Efron or nothing, but, you know, I was getting there. But yeah, I finally got a gym membership again. Sounds like a really good gym. They have freaking hydro pump massage chairs there. They have tanning beds. They have racquetball. They have a full basketball court. They have the ropes. They have the tires. You know, I've never really fucked with that extreme. You know, I've never really fucked with working out to that extreme. You know, as you know, flipping the big old tires and shit. But you know, I plan on it. You know, I plan on it. I got a personal trainer this time too, so that should be fun. Yeah, I'm gonna get back in shape. Hopefully work on these guns a little more, you know, because those are puny. I want to be hefty. But yeah, so things are pretty good. Still, you know, about 3 weeks sober. You know, today is another day going through the day sober. Really productive day. Woke up this morning, went to the gym right away. Worked out, got that all taken care of. Went and had breakfast. My mom, my stepdad, and my sister. After our workout, got some good drinks from this little restaurant called Egg and I. It was a pineapple tonic drink and a kale green drink or something like that. I don't know, I forgot. Pretty healthy drinks, pretty good, you know, especially, you know, if you like juicing. But yeah, so you know, still doing good. You know, one day at a time, right? I think being productive is a big step of sorry, let me rephrase that. Being productive is a very important thing when it comes to people being in recovery, you know. It's important to, you know, kind of have a schedule and all that. I think, you know, it helps you keep your mind from wandering to dark places, especially if you're like myself. You know, there's a lot of dark places in this head of mine. I also found a poem that I wrote when I was in detox. I'd like to read to you guys real quick. Let me get that real quick. Okay, and again, I suck at reading, and my poems, they sound a lot better in my head, because like, I talk a lot faster inside my head. I'm pretty sure I talk fast now, so I hope you guys can keep up and understand. But, this is the poem I wrote when I was in detox, when, you know, a really big moment in my life, you know, kind of pivotal moment that made me really realize that I don't want to do crystal meth anymore. I don't want to be shooting that shit up into my veins anymore. When I was in detox, I was only in there for a night and 2 days, but within that short little time, I learned a lot when I was in there. I seen a lot. I talked to people in there. I kind of experienced a lot, shared stories with people, and, you know, I've really, you know, if you're really open to it, you really learn a lot. But the thing I learned the most, the thing that I can't even talk. I still can't talk. I see ADHD, I think. Fuck. Anyway, what was I saying? Yeah, detox. Learned a lot. Yep. But no, it was I mean, I knew this a little before detox, you know. But in detox, I really realized that, yeah, I want to stay clean. I want to be clean, especially from everything. I mean, I do plan on smoking weed again someday because I, like I said, after those long days of coming home from work and whatnot, you just want to kick your feet up, light up a joint, take a hit, and just relax. But I don't want to abuse it. I want to manage it, and so for now, I'm planning on staying sober for 90 whole days, let my body completely cleanse itself from everything, so I have a much clearer mind. And who knows, maybe after my whole 90 days, maybe I won't even want to smoke weed anymore. Or maybe I'll smoke weed and have a really bad trip from it or something, and then not want to smoke after that. So who knows? But as of now, I am still pro-pot. But what the fuck was I saying again? Jesus Christ, I need like cue cards or something. Can anybody give me some cue cards, please? Like stand there while I read them or something. Fuck. Anyway, the poem. Yeah, so this poem I wrote in detox when I kind of had that moment, and here it is. I'm burning my bridges on purpose. Sorry, I don't like the way that sounded. I'm burning my bridges on purpose with the people who give me the supply to fill my syringes, because I'm ending this addiction tonight, right here, right now. May you be my witness. I'm getting myself out this hell, because this life that I'm living isn't working out so far as I can tell. The change is going to come. I've got the eye of a tiger and a lion's mouth. Watch me hunt this prey down, then roar out loud. As I reach the finish line, victory is mine. Make my family proud. I miss the sunshine, the warm, crisp air on my skin. I miss the old me, my old life. I want to live life again. I'm tired of all these demons whispering sins in my ear. Turn the music up louder so I can't hear them. Mama, I'm coming home. Freedom is near. Free from the strangers that are nothing but dangerous. To my mental state of mind, I'm breaking out of these cages. I'm on a rampage, and I'm aiming for the places that beats in the trap. No more refilling these syringes. I'm tossing the needle, vanquishing this evil that resides in my soul and tries to take over my mind. I'm not letting it take control anymore. It's time that I began to chisel and chip away at these pieces of my life that continuously make me feel like shit. Okay, again, I'm sorry the delivery could have been a lot better. It probably would have been a lot stronger if my delivery was a lot better, but I got tongue-tied. Motherfucker gets tongue-tied. I think I need braces or like a new tongue or something. Can someone pay for that surgery for me, please? Just kidding. But yeah, I wrote that in there. I remember it was the next day when I woke up after spending the night in detox, and they had like the little blurry glasses, like you can't see outside, but you can see the sun coming in, And I remember just thinking like, damn, like if I continue doing drugs, it's gonna be my life, the rest of my life. I'm gonna be in and out of detox, end up in prison. Surprised I never got caught before, driving around with syringes and baggies of crystal meth in my car and shit. But I got lucky. I mean, I kind of played it smart by taking Ubers and stuff and using in hotel rooms, kind of. But that was also a waste of a lot of money. It could have been used that money towards other things, more beneficial things. But yeah, I'm lucky I never got caught. And I was thinking to myself, if I don't stop now, I'm gonna get caught eventually. I'm gonna get caught by the cops or just be in and out of detox the rest of my life, and I don't want that, and I don't want to be stuck in rehab for 90 days, a year, like fuck that shit. Like I want my freedom, I miss the fucking sun on my skin. I wanted to, at that point I just wanted to like go and walk a nature trail somewhere and do it sober, yeah, so, but yeah, that was my day. I found this poem and I forgot what I was talking about as usual. That's gonna happen a lot in these fucking videos, so I'm sorry guys. Let's see, what else? I had so much to say and so much I wanted to say on my mind, and I keep forgetting. Man, my family, they, not that they get annoyed because I think they love it, but they kind of love to hate it. I've noticed that, I talk a lot. Now that I'm sober, I have so much more energy. Like, I'm on, like I'm going consistently just fucking talking all the goddamn time, and I can't stop. Sometimes I may just ramble on about fucking nonsense. My family's like, oh my god, do you ever shut up? Do you ever shut up? That answer is no, I don't. I'm thinking maybe for these YouTube channels, eventually I should just buy myself a fucking GoPro cam and fucking just record myself all day long, just rambling on. But shit, I don't know if YouTube has, or you guys have the fucking time for all that. There's a lot that goes on with this head. I've also been thinking about different steps of recovery for addicts. Something that I'm kind of working on. It's not really complete yet, and I still want to work out some kinks into it and plan it out more and do more research. And I feel like I've kind of already done a lot of research considering the fact that I spent the last couple of years as a full-blown addict. You know what I mean? But one of the first steps I think every addict needs to do is take initiative. And what I mean by that is if someone's sober about wanting to be clean, I feel like they should take the initiative and put in the work for themselves and use the resources like their telephones for more beneficial things, like, you know, going on to Google and looking at what kind of programs are out there, what kind of programs offer help, what kind of programs offer grants. You know, just do research, you know, make the initiative for yourself so that you can show other people that you are serious about wanting to get help. That way when you do ask for help, you know, they don't just think you're just bullshitting them just to like buy you some more time or something, you know, because I've been on both sides, you know. When my sister was around and I was doing good, she would always, you know, have these, you know, would always have these kind of conversations where she wants to get clean, but I never really seen her try or do research for herself to get to that point. And I know when I decided I wanted to get clean, the last weekend before I even went as far as to calling a rehab. I did an intake over the, not an intake over the phone, I did an assessment over the phone with them. Yeah, I was looking into different places, you know, like trying to find rehabs I could possibly afford by myself and all that. And I understand not a lot of addicts have access to telephones or even have jobs to pay for a rehab, but there's places out there that will give you grants as long as you're serious, and they will pay for your rehab. I learned that as well. But yeah, so the week before I stopped using, I was doing my research, I was taking the initiative and all that. And that way, when it comes to the second step that I came up with, which is coming clean, to, you know, to your coworkers if you're working, to your family, your friends, you know, you have that to fall back on when explaining to them that you want to come clean. You know, that way they can take you seriously. That way they can believe you. That way they don't think, oh, this is just another junkie's story. You know what I mean? Like, because that's gonna happen. You know, us junkies, we let people down more than once. You know, we break promises a lot. We relapse, and so sometimes people their hope in us is dim. So when you take that initiative, you could go to the second step, which is coming clean and telling the truth about using if you're serious about stopping. What I did was after I did all my research and everything, I realized I did need help. You know, I couldn't really do it by myself. So I came clean to my work first. I still am there holding my position from right now while I go through this recovery process. I told my boss, hey, listen, I need help. I need to go to rehab soon. And he talked to the human resources department, and I got lucky. I understand a lot of other people will have the same opportunity that I had, you know, with this, and not a lot of jobs will even, you know, allow you to even keep your job after something like that. They'll probably fire you on the spot. And it's a scary thing, but there's always other jobs out there, you know, so at least you could try, and at least you could come in clean. You feel so much better about yourself when you let that truth out. But yeah, I told my boss, I was like, hey, I need help. And he's like, okay, I'll talk to Renee, Human Resources. And yeah, they granted me 30 days off. And so before I actually took those 30 days off, I did use that weekend, because I have weekends off. I used that weekend, and yeah, I didn't even finish my drugs. That's how serious I was, because like I used a little bit and it was just hell the whole time. I was miserable, and like, you know, it's just a dark place, you know. I was like, fuck this. And so after that weekend was up, you know, because I would have went last hurrah, that Monday I came home after work, after being so fucking hungover the whole day at work, and longest day of work of my life, because I was feeling like shit the whole day. If you guys know what shooting up crystal meth is like, you guys know it's an intense high, and the come down is very long, miserable, dreary, slow, and just it drags on. But yeah, so I came home that Monday, and I think it was July 1st maybe, and I knew I was done. I was like, okay, I'm gonna go home, and I know what I gotta do. I just gotta give the rest of my drugs. I had GHB on me. I had like maybe a good, let's see, it probably would have filled up a good 30 cc, 40 cc in my syringe of crystal meth, you know. So I had a good dose. I had a good dose left. No, I shouldn't say good, because it's bad, but you guys know what I mean. And I gave it to my parents. I was like, here you go, guys, like, listen, I know we've been through this before, and I'm sorry I let you guys down again, but I've been using. And of course, like, yeah, we kind of figured, we kind of knew, you know, like, we just, you know. And so yeah, they were actually pretty proud of me, and I felt better about it, you know. I felt good, you know. We didn't flush, so I don't know how my mom got rid of those, but I'm not sure. I know she didn't want to flush them all the time. She didn't want them going in the drainage system. But yeah, I gave her my DHB and I gave her my crystal meth and I gave them all my syringes. I showed them all my stash spots. And then I told them, let's go on to the next step because I need help. And which leads to my next step. So let's see, I had 4 different steps. Let me just try to focus on this. So my first step, initiative. Second step, coming clean and telling the truth. Third step, forgiveness. That's what it was. So I kind of got to ask for forgiveness, because once you do let those people in your life down time after time, you need to really show them that's what the initiative is for. That way you can get that forgiveness. Like, show them, like, hey, look, I did this research. Here's this program. Here's this place. I talked to this person. So can you guys please forgive me on this so that we could, can you guys please forgive me on this so we could move on to the next step, which the next step is support. Once you ask for forgiveness, it's so much easier to get support from the people that love you and the people that are in your life, whether it's work, coworkers, friends, whatever. And once you get that support, it's so much easier, because every addict needs support. We can't do it alone. Before I did it last year, and I kind of did it alone. I had my mom and my stepdad, and stuff, and I was still smoking pot the whole time. But I was sober for 6 months last year. The whole 6 months I was craving, though. And I had every intention of relapsing. And I don't know, I lost my job because I didn't have the support for my job, because they didn't really know anything. And I did a no call, no show when I relapsed and lost my job right away. And then that's when I landed up getting this new job, which, things happen for reasons, thank God, because these coworkers and the staff there is just so fucking amazing. Like, so much heart for them. I love them all. Even the ones I don't like, I love them all. You know what I mean? Like, and we'll get back to that later. Because I do believe in forgiveness myself, and I do believe everyone goes through their shit. So, when I go back to work, I do plan on kind of hopefully reconciling with my coworker that I don't get along with. Because we did get along at first, but then that's a whole nother story for a whole nother time. We'll see how it is when I get back to work. But yeah, those are my 4 steps that I'm working on so far. And like I said, I imagine there's probably other steps and more things in between that I need to kind of figure out and put in there and stuff. But that's kind of what I got for now, based on my own personal experience. So yeah, today was a pretty good day. Got some healthy juices. Got my gym membership, which I'm excited for, because I want to get back in shape so bad. Like I said, I used to go to the gym every day, religiously, 5 days a week. Like, me and my uncle used to he was my trainer before. My uncle, he's a pretty big dude. He used to be a cage fighter and everything. So I do know some moves, Not that I could cage fight anymore because I have HIV, but that was one of my dreams before. So, but yeah, I'm excited to get back into the gym, get back into being healthy again. And hopefully, maybe if I stay healthy long enough, maybe, a couple years, they'll finally find a cure, because I know they're getting closer to finding a cure. Do I have a lazy eye? Okay, anyway, sorry. I know. I know they're getting closer to finding a cure. There's been 2 people already, two men who have been cured from it, but the procedure was really risky, because I know one of them had lymph node cancer, and the surgery and procedure or whatever that he had to go through for that cancer, as well as having HIV, somehow cured the HIV. Something like that. I'm not sure 100% on the facts. I remember I skimmed through that article, because I'm a skim reader. I can't really read a whole article because I lose focus. I had to just skim through it and get the gist of it. But yeah, I know there's 2 people that have been cured, 2 men who have been cured from HIV. So we're getting close, guys. We're getting close. So yeah, I don't think I told you guys I had HIV yet either, though, right? So at the age of 27, so 25, let's do a timeline real quick. 25, I lost my sister. It was 2015, February. Same month that I also lost my relationship of 9 years, because my partner fell in love with someone at work. During that time, before that, I kind of knew he was talking to someone else. I felt it. I knew this guy he was talking to wasn't just a friend. I'm a Pisces. I have intuition. You know what I mean? Like, we know shit. And I just felt a disconnection. So I broke up with him in February, early February, and then later on, around February 23rd, I think exactly, is when my sister passed away in the emergency room. They couldn't resuscitate her, bring her back to life. She was in a coma for 2 days, I think. She overdosed under the care of my grandma. My grandma said she was at her house because my sister liked to speedball. She used to like to mix up her heroin and her meth together, and that's bad. I mean, I've learned in psychology that when you mix up an upper and a downer, that you're more at risk for having heart failure, and your heart could just stop like that, because your body doesn't know how to handle it or react to it. And I think that's what happened. They kind of think she might have got a bad shot, and maybe that's what happened too. Maybe some fucker, gave her some bad shit. Who knows? But my grandma said that all she heard was her in the bathroom, and then my sister was like, fuck, 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 slammed the kitchen door as she was going out, and then my grandma looked outside to see what's going on, and she was collapsed on the floor, on the ground, right next to the car that was picking her up. It was her friend. He drove her to the hospital. They drove her to the emergency room right away, and they really did drive her there. He didn't stick around, which I kind of wish, I wish he would have shown more heart, because maybe I wouldn't have done the air quotes as a friend if he would have stuck around and made sure she was okay. But, she, I see my sister in the background spying or peeking or something, being a creeper. But, she made her to the hospital at least he took her. But yeah, they couldn't resuscitate her. She was in coma for 2 days, died on the 23rd. And after she died, that was really hard. She was, like I said, we were born a month apart, She was really my cousin because her mom was an alcoholic and a druggie. And so, my mom took care of her. And so she was raised with us for the most of her life. And like I said, we're born only a month apart. So since the day we were both born, we were like this, close, yin and yang. She was an Aries, I was a Pisces, so she was I was the water. She was I think Aries is a fire sign. I'm not sure on that, or an air sign, but anyway, we're opposites. She was real fiery. Her personality was fiery. You guys would have loved her. She was awesome. But yeah, so because when she passed, I took it really hard, and my ex kind of understood. I mean, he wasn't really there the way someone who you were with for 9 years should have been there, I felt like. He kind of left me alone a lot. I stayed living at the house with him, and he said, yeah, just take your time. I know you want to move back to Denver, but take your time. So at that time, I was living in Pueblo, Colorado. He's like, take your time, figure out what you want to do. I know you're still going to school, which I was at that time, and working full-time at a record shop, which was the coolest job that I had. The coolest staff I've ever worked with. Don't get me wrong, the staff I have now, anyway, I'm getting off subject again. ADHD, sorry guys. Anyway, so yeah, I stayed living with him, and yeah, I stayed living with him during that time because that was a hard time, and but during that whole time, he was still kind of going off with that other guy that he was talking to, and I knew, you know what I mean? I'm not dumb. But it made me feel more lonely, more isolated, more alone, because I felt like he should have been there for me more. I feel like, and he wasn't, there's moments where I was just felt so alone and so much pain. I remember one day I was just I was taking it really hard, and I am one of those people who doesn't like to cry. I like to try to hold everything in and stay put together, stay strong, which probably led me to my coping mechanisms. So I was trying to hold it together, and I couldn't, and he wasn't around anywhere, and I know he was out with him somewhere. And I remember just bawling my ass off on the kitchen floor in the corner, somewhere in the corner of my kitchen in our house, and I was crying so uncontrollably that I let out this scream, and I didn't even recognize the scream. I was like, whoa, who the fuck was that? Was that? It didn't even stop me from weeping, because I was like, I didn't recognize that pain, the terror, and the hurt that I heard in that voice. I never heard that in myself before, and I didn't even know I was capable of that kind of hurt. Let me shut this door because my family's loud just like me. Hold on! Sorry guys. My sister knows I'm trying to make this video, and she's interrupting me right now. That's my psycho side. Anyway, so I stayed living with him though from February all the way to October, and during that whole time, like, he wouldn't tell me the truth. Like, I begged him, just tell me the truth. Like, dude, like, we can still be friends. Like, come on, we've been together for 9 years. Like, just tell me the truth. Just tell me the truth. Like, I'll respect that so much more. I won't be mad. I'll understand. We had a 2-bedroom house. I even told him I'll sleep in the other room if that's the case. Like, but instead we stayed sleeping in the same bed as if we were still together and everything, and that really fucked with my emotions a lot. And so during our time living together, I started smoking crystal meth. That's when I got out of control, because it reminded me of being with her. I went out and bought my first pipe. I went on my own and met somebody off of Grindr, another gay person who was a dealer, and I started smoking crystal meth almost every fucking day. And it didn't help that I'm such an awesome and cool person that I become friends with everybody, so I would even get it for free sometimes to get fronts, and like, it got out of control fast. I started just smoking uncontrollably every single fucking day from the moment I woke up to the moment I went to sleep, if I even went to sleep. No, I did. Though, like, I don't know how I managed to go to sleep on smoking crystal meth, but I did. But I would wake up, smoke it, go to sleep, smoke it. Like, I was just smoking it all the time. Go to work high. My coworkers started noticing things. I imagine people at school started noticing I was a little different, and I started getting a little paranoid. I started getting too stressed out. Everything just became so overwhelming for me that I dropped out of school. And so I dropped out of school, and then I kept my job still though the whole time until October, when I finally was like, okay, you know what? I gotta get out of here. I gotta move back with my mom in Denver. Like, this is just getting out of control. So I moved back. Shit still wasn't any better here, because Denver is just a bigger devil's playground. There's more people out here than there is in Pueblo who sell drugs, especially in the gay scene. So I started smoking more here, and then I moved back to Pueblo because I missed it a lot, and I just wanted to feel closer to my sister again. I felt so alone here, even though I had my mom and my sisters here. My sisters who are around, I had them here, my younger sisters, and my stepdad and my brother. I still felt alone here. Even though I had a lot of friends here too, because I used to live here, I felt alone. I wanted to be closer to my sister, and I felt like I needed to be back in Pueblo to do that. So I moved back to Pueblo, big mistake. Moved in with my grandma, got my job back at the record shop, and that's when I met somebody who was not the best person at all. I thought, when you meet somebody at your dealer's house, you should know it's not fucking true love. You know what I mean? It's not love at first sight. It's dope at first sight. But yeah, he was pretty much like a fucking sociopath. Put me through all kinds of shit, domestic violence. We would be driving in the car. He'd pull the emergency brake on me. Would be doing 360 in Vegas traffic. Like, it was just crazy shit. Like, I'll share those stories later too. But he lands up telling me about a couple months into us dating that he dated somebody who had HIV. He told me that he doesn't have it though, because that guy is undetectable and takes his medicine every day, blah, 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 blah. But just because someone's undetectable doesn't mean you can't get HIV. And I kind of knew that, but because, I was high on dope and I was in love, I was like, okay, well, everything will be okay. Everything will be okay. It's okay. Like, let's just work this out. But no, the moment we were together for maybe 8 months. The moment he broke up with me, it was weird. It's like he knew. The moment we broke up, I started getting sick. I got mono out of nowhere. I never got mono in my life. And let me tell you, mono fucking kicked my ass. I was like, what the fuck is this shit? I didn't think mono was that serious. And because of that, I ended up losing my job. Well, not only because of that, but shit, during my drug progression as well with the work and everything. That was just the last straw, because I had to call off and my boss had just had it. But anyway, I don't blame her. I love her still. Lisa, if you're watching, I love you. But yeah, I started getting sick a lot, and over easily, like, just, anything got me sick, it seemed like. So my mom was like, okay, move back to Denver, we're gonna figure out what's going on with your health. And so I moved back, and that's when I was diagnosed with HIV, and I think that by that time I was like 27. And once I found out I had HIV, that's when I was like, just fuck it, I'm already in the deep end with my life, might as well keep going. That's when I started shooting up. So from 27 to 28 to 29, for the past 2 years, I've been shooting up crystal meth like almost every single fucking day, minus the 6 months last year when I got sober. But I'm pretty sure can't be even completely honest, I was sober those whole 6 months. I want to say there might have been 1 or 2 relapses in between those, but I'm kind of confident that I was sober those 6 months when I did it by myself. Smoking hella pot though. I smoked so much pot, I was like fucking brain dead. That and I had a full-time job which kept me really busy. It was maintenance, working on assisted living, and I didn't have my own car yet. So, you know, I was kind of stuck home. You know, my mom would drop me off at work and my stepdad would pick me up. It was kind of like a sober living program here. I always joke with my mom and say it's like fucking boot camp here. But yeah, I did that. I relapsed. That's when I lost that job. So yeah, that's my timeline of my drug usage. But during that time, I also started using G with my shots, you know, because like I found out that you kind of, if you use it not the right way, because there's no right way to use it, because you shouldn't be using that shit, but if you do your G first and you take a shot, you're susceptible to just passing out like that. And because I want to die so much, that has been my fantasy over the past 3 years, was just, you know, partying and playing with the wrong kind of people. I always used to hope that I would party with the wrong kind of guy, and he would, you know, gang rape me or something and then kill me, and I would not wake up. You know, it's some dark shit. That's some really fucking dark shit that I'm sharing with you guys, but that's the truth. And that's how I would, you know, that's what I would hope for, like, every time I would use in the party scenes like that. Thankfully it never happened, because I'm here now. Thank God for my family, because they would have been devastated. I don't think they could have handled another death. Last year, my aunt, my sister's real mom, she passed away. I'm surprised she lived as long as she did, because she did a lot of hardcore. She did like everything in the book and drank almost every day. But she started losing her mind towards the end, and it wasn't pretty. It wasn't pretty at all. But she passed away last year, and that's when I relapsed again after getting this new job that I have now. And so I've been using since November of last year until about 3 weeks ago. Almost every weekend, because this last time when I relapsed again, I was like, I'm not gonna lose my job again. So I tried to keep it on a weekend thing. Sometimes I would slip and I would try to use just Fridays or Saturdays, or Fridays and Saturdays. But then sometimes I'd use Sundays, sometimes I'd use on a work day just to stay awake. And so yeah, it did kind of started to be out of control. And that's what led me here. That's why I'm clean now. I saw the hell that I was in, and I just woke up, and it's like, I don't know how to explain it. It's like a miracle. It's like I just woke up one day, I was like, you know what? I want to be clean. I want to be alive. I want to exist. I don't want to fucking be in this hellhole anymore. But yeah, that's why I'm here, and that's where this poem came from that I just rolled up, because I can't stop moving with my fingers and my hands and everything. But yeah, so that's kind of my timeline with my drug usage and everything, guys. I've already been talking for 32 minutes about fucking nonsense. I'm pretty sure some of you guys are bored with me. So I'm just gonna shut up, because I have a shirt to return to Ross right now, and that's what my sister's calling me for, and I'm getting psycho on her about. It's something for me. That's how fucking twisted us junkies are sometimes. But love you guys. Peace out. Hope you guys stay watching. Bye.